want to teach you something. It's a mystery. I know you might not be ministers of the gospel, but this is going to be beautiful, because that is where I want to start before I go to all I have to share with you tonight. Okay? I have an issue usually with the gentleman that does posters for me for ministry, because sometimes he'll ask me, what are you going to talk about? Usually he does two posters, one that announces and one that is speaking about the very mystery I'm going to speak about. And sometimes, or most of the times, I'm angers. Okay? And I want to teach you something very powerful. This is something with great men. This is something with what? With great men. Yeah? When you start to enter into the excellencies of God, you'll understand the importance of this. Get to Romans 12, verse 6. I want to show you something. Verse 6. Romans 12, verse 6.
Romans 12, verse 6.
Yes. James.
Having then gifts differing according
6 to
the
8.
grace that it is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith, or ministry, let us wait on our ministering.
That's what I wanted. Or ministry, let us wait on our ministering. Okay? There is a wisdom that is only found, I've only met it in excellent people. Okay? And people who stay on top for long. Okay? This wisdom. Okay? Go to 1 Samuel 13, verse 8 to 15.
1 Samuel 13, verse 8. And he tarried 7 days, according to the set time that Samuel had appointed. But Samuel came not to Gilgal.
Now, we are going a bit slow. Saul has become king.
Yes.
Saul is wanting to go for war. Okay? But, according to the laws, Saul is not supposed to do sacrifices. Okay? So who does the sacrifices? It is supposed to be the priest. So Samuel told him to wait. Okay? And the man has delayed 7 days. Meanwhile, you know wars of back in the days. The other guy is beyond the other team. Saying, hey, charging. And you're wondering, go on.
And all the people followed him,
yes,
trembling. Verse 8. Sorry. Okay, yes. And the people were scattered from him. Verse 9. And Saul said, bring hither a burnt offering to me, and peace offerings. And he offered the burnt offering. Verse 10. And it came to pass that as soon as he had made an end of offering the burnt offering, behold, Samuel came. And Saul went out to meet him, that he might salute him. 11. And Samuel said, what hast thou done? And Saul said, because I saw that the people were scattered from me, and that thou comest not with the days appointed, and that the Philistines gathered themselves together at Mishmash. Therefore said I, the Philistines will come down now upon me to Gilgal, and I have not made supplication unto the Lord. I forced myself therefore, and offered a burnt offering. And Samuel said to Saul, thou hast done foolishly. Thou hast not kept the commandment of the Lord thy God, which he commanded thee. For now would the Lord have established thy kingdom upon Israel forever.
Forever. Your kingdom would have been established forever. Remember, there is a battle he had gone into before this, and he had won. Okay? But this is another battle. Because he won, he's thinking now, the favor of God is with me, so I can do this work. Go on.
14. But now thy kingdom shall not continue. The Lord hath sought him a man after his own heart, and the Lord has commanded him to be captain over his people, because thou hast not kept that which the Lord commanded thee. 15. And Samuel arose and got him up from Gilgal. And
when you are called for greatness, yeah, sometimes God might delay the greatness he has ordained for you, because there is a zone you enter in and you can't afford to do particular mistakes once you enter those zones. So you can pray, you can cry and all of that. Yeah? Say, God, where is my man? Where is my billions? Where is this? Yeah? But there is something that is so simple in your personal walk with God today that you might not think about. But once this thing is broken, after a certain number of times, okay, you can enter into dimensions where it is practically impossible for you to obey. I'm telling you. Where it's like you've entered on a spree of disobedience. Later on, Saul is given another chance and is told, go and kill Agag and all his subjects and all of that. Yeah? What does he do? He saves the king. Eh? He brings some sheep and all of that. That is now 1 Samuel 15. Yeah? And then you realize that at that point now, Samuel is totally losing it. And he's telling him, now the kingdom has been torn. And in fact, even a physical sign happens. But you might not understand these things till I teach about tonight. Now, let me give you an example. I'm going to take you through some process that I had to go through to get today's message. Because you can get a message as a minister, but being accurate on what to teach that very day from heaven, there is a process to it. And you might not understand some of these things. So, I'm wondering, God, what am I going to talk about? Because, I'm very powerless when he has not talked to me or spoken to me, That is why I use certain hashtags like unction man. When the unction comes, I'm strong. Without that unction, I'm very helpless. So, I'm in the salon, they are massaging me. I'm telling God, hey, what am I going to speak about? So all of a sudden, when they are massaging you, your head, those extravagant salons, They are massaging you. My head, I get out of my body, I go into some stars. Yeah? Now, in one of the stars, I see a whale. Say, hey, okay. I've taught on stars, but I've never known that there is a star called a what? That looks like a whale. So meanwhile, I'm seeing a whale, like a physical whale in the skies. So I get out my phone. I say, is there a star that is a whale? On Google, they show me actually. It is called Cetus. Cetus, the whale. Say, amazing. So, God, I've taught on a number of teachings on stars. What exactly do you want me to teach about the whale? Yeah? So, anyway, I read about the whale and all of that, and I don't quite get it. Yeah? I only got to know what I'm supposed to talk about exactly, yeah, today morning. But when I got to know it, I realized that all this while, even before I asked God, he was already speaking to me about what I'm supposed to speak about. Okay? But for some reason, I realized that we have no idea how spiritual our lives are. Just that not everything around you is spiritual. But in your day-to-day life, there are particular things that you will either do or that shall come around you, and they are so deep, you have no idea. Some of you who have been with me on Google Meet this whole year, when I'm talking to you and prophesying to you, you've understood this. Sometimes I will tell you, you ate this and this and this, and it had this significant meaning and all of that. It was the angel of the Lord leading you to do that because of ABCD. Meanwhile, you are just eating maize. Okay? And this is the same thing here. Okay? And I'm trying to teach you, because sometimes I try to break down the barriers and I bring you into my world. Yeah? So that you also get to appreciate your world. Okay? Because this